What you are about to see is not paella. It's called rice with things. Remember, not paella. Yes, it contains rice. Yes, it's cooked in a paella pan. Yes, many people call it paella. But it's not.
For those who see my last video about paella and are asking, where's the seafood? I have an information for you. Paella doesn't have seafood. If you put seafood in a rice cooked on a paella, it's not paella. So let's make a seafood rice. Come on. So I get my car and I went to the near Dierbergs I found around home. So let's look for ingredients. Some green onions and red onions. We don't have more colors of onions, so that's it. A little bit of garlic, it will give a strong flavor. And now we start to look for the seafood. Calamari rings. I would prefer to have shrimps with head, but it's very difficult to find them here, so headless shrimps and some fish. In this case I chose swordfish. We're gonna spice it up with a little bit of rum. This one's better. Nice rum. And this we're not gonna use it to cook, but it will be nice to drink it after you eat your seafood rice. Of course, as usual, I will try to find a short grain rice. I'm not able to find it, so we will go to this arborio as usual. More things. In this case we're not gonna use water, we're gonna use stock, and it's not easy to find seafood stock. In this supermarket I found this one, seafood stock, but I am not optimistic about it having a strong fish flavor, so I'm gonna give you a tip. For that tip that I will go into explain it later, we will buy some sardines, a can of sardines, that one would be good. Some tomato sauce as usual, we don't need that much, with a small can is enough. And then we're gonna give a little bit of color to our plate with some sweet peas. So, let's go. Let's start preparing the ingredients. We will start with the red onions. We're gonna cut them, peel them, chop them. Not really big. We need them to disappear after all. Then we will do the same with the green onions. In this case we are not gonna use all the green side of it, all the green part, so we're gonna just chop them until you understand that the green part is good to eat. Chop chop. The seafood I found are these calamari rings, which are frozen. Now we just open the box and let them unfroze. And the same with the seafood. We unfroze them a little bit and we're gonna cut them in not too small pieces. We don't want them to get disappeared inside the rice. Well, it's always better to have full shrimps with the head on them, but I don't know why it's not easy to find here in southern Illinois. So this kind of shrimps will do the job as well. And this is the tip I talked to you about. We are not optimistic about the seafood stock having a good fish flavor, so we will get a can of sardines in oil and we will put it inside the blender. We will mix the sardines and all the oil inside it with the can of tomato sauce that we bought as well. In this case, sometimes you can even add the garlic inside this mix, but I didn't do it this time. Sometimes I did it, sometimes I don't. So once everything is mixed, you can just blend it inside the blender and you will have this nice paste with a strong fish flavor. This is the stock I was talking about. I really tasted it. It's nice, but not really a good fish flavor. The sweet peas, we are gonna use them at the end of the plate just to give a little bit of color to the plate. And of course, as I talked to you about the garlic, you need to chop it and cut it in really small pieces. You can add it to the mix of sardines and tomato if you want, or if not, just chop it and we will add it at the end of the cooking. Each cooker uses a different ratio of water and rice. I normally use 4 times the stock than the rice, so we weigh how much stock we have. In this case, we are gonna use 2 packs, it's around 1.8 kilos, and then we are gonna divide it by 4 and prepare around 420 grams of rice. It will depend a lot on the fire you will use. I normally use strong fire all the time. This ratio is something that it can change. You can use the one which one you are comfortable with. In this case, we had around 1.8 kilos of stock, and we will prepare 420 grams. It's okay. First thing you have to do before start cooking is to level the pan. Put a little bit of oil in the center of the pan and then move it up or down with the legs of the burner. If you don't do it properly before start cooking, maybe you will make a mess afterwards. Once you feel the oil is hot enough, then we add the shrimps and we're gonna deep fry them, but not until they are fully cooked. We are just gonna fry them a little bit and then we will reserve them for decoration afterwards. And the heat of the rice will cook them. After 3 to 4 minutes, when we see that the shrimps are almost cooked, then we can separate them, put them on the borders. And we will put the garlic in the middle. And while we wait the garlic to be a little bit fried, then we can start removing the shrimps and keeping them for later. Before the garlic gets burned, then we add the red onion and we fry it all together. We can add a bit of salt at any point of cooking. And then when we see that the garlic and the onion are kind of start sweating, we can add the green onions and cook them all together. But first of all, as I said, a little bit of salt. This will help the onion to sweat and release the water that's inside. We do the same with the green onions. We just fry them together with the garlic and the red onions. When we see that the onion and the garlic and the green onion is soft enough, we start making room for the rest of the ingredients. We're gonna add the seafood right now, and we want it to be fried, so we can add a little bit of oil in the middle if we need it or not. But we can add in this moment the calamari rings and fry them a little bit as well. When we see that the calamari and all this mix is done properly, we will add a small amount of rum, and then we will try to burn it. It was not successful at this time, it didn't burn, it was not hot enough, but anyway, we are gonna evaporate all the alcohol in the rum, and that will give a strong and nice sweet flavor to our seafood rice. But remember to evaporate all the alcohol in the rum, because if not, it will give a strong flavor that we really don't want. And you can have a shot at this point if you want. Up to you. At this point, we are gonna add the mix of tomato and sardines that we prepared before. And we are gonna clean anything that has been stuck or burned in the pan. That's what the tomato sauce used to do. This should be the moment to add the broth for our seafood rice, but when we are talking about seafood rice, I always prefer to add the rice first, before the stock. This way we can mix it with the seafood and the vegetables and it can get all the flavor that we had been cooking before. We can start counting the time that we are gonna need to cook this rice, these 15 to 18 minutes that we used to cook it. We start counting it right now. After 1 minute since we added the rice, then we can start adding the broth. You can add it all at once, or as I did it here, I added half the broth before, half the stock, and then once it's a little bit hot, then I will add the rest of it. I didn't mention it with the ingredients, but in order to give it a nice yellow color, then we will add some saffron, or in this case, sazón Goya, which has a little bit of saffron and some other spices. The first stock we add before started boiling, so now I will add the rest of the stock. Now should be a good moment to start adding the swordfish that we cut before. We didn't cook it with the seafood because if we do that, it will be quite overcooked. So now we are gonna add it at this moment and it will gonna be cooked in this water for around 15 minutes, not that much. If we add it in the beginning, it will not be nice to eat. And finally, we will add the green peas, just to give it a little bit of color. When you see that the rice is starting to appear, then that would be the perfect moment to add the shrimps that we fried before. It would be kind of a decoration, so let your imagination fly and put them however you prefer. "18 minutes have passed, so we just turn off the fire and let this seafood rice relax for 5 to 10 minutes, and then you will be able to enjoy it. Que aproveche! And that's it. Seafood rice. Remember, not paella. This is rice with things. Stay tuned for more of this. Mel de Romer, chaval.